Hey guys, MCU Collect here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Maximum Series Hulk figure. And this one is the ever so controversial, huge topic of the community. The Hulk figure, is it worth it? Is it overpriced? It's reused. It's not all 100% new. All valid concerns, valid feedback for sure. Just like Spider-Man was kind of the crazy talk there. We have a tale of two different figures. So here, I'm going to talk. I talk a lot. You guys know this. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things here. So Spider-Man, this thing was $50. I didn't mind the $50. Was it overpriced in the grand scheme of things? Yes. He comes with a bunch of accessories, more accessories than we've seen with any other figure before. So he was higher priced. Plus the whole maximum thing, 100% new sculpt. Everything in this package is new. We have not seen a single thing of these before. Even the hands are new. All of it is new. Great stuff going on. So I was thinking, okay, $50, 100%, everything's new in there. That's awesome. I love it. And then there was rumblings of a Hulk figure coming. I'm thinking, uh-oh. This is going to be either really expensive or not going to be really great. To be completely honest with you guys, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking we'd get a $50 Maximum Series line. Like every figure in the Maximum Series line was going to be $50. That was my initial thoughts. And I was thinking the only way that Hasbro could make that work at a $50 price point is if they gave us a 100% new Hulk and maybe no accessories. Which would be weird, right? Like, we got to get some accessories. But it turns out that was not the case. We got a $60 Maximum Series Hulk with some reuse. So the reuse is probably going to be in the lower torso, the legs, the arms, and that's the hands. I don't know about these hands. I know some of the hands, the clapping hands are new. New accessories. So it's just not all new. And I would have preferred if Maximum Series, the figures were going to be 100% new sculpt. I think that makes sense, right? You're going to maximize the figure in the offering. And that's how I take it. Now, is that how they meant it? No, but that's how the consumer is going to understand it, right? You list it as Maximum Series. It is what it is. Here's also the other thing. Is this going to be a good Hulk figure? Yeah, I think so. But it's going to be up to you to decide, is it worth $60 to you or not? I don't know that it is. When we get like these deluxe figures, quote unquote, like deluxe are going to be like $40 figures. This one's $60. So it's like, okay, well, how do you justify the price? There's like the mega super deluxe figures. There's like the Game Reverse Venom figure. Look how huge he is, right? He's taller than the box that Hulk comes in. This thing was $60. This thing is all 100% new sculpt and everything like that. Does he come with as many accessories? No. Not like a crazy lower amount or anything like that, but he does have less accessories, so it starts to kind of get a little bit wonky. But at the same time, when you have like a mega deluxe thing and you have a price point, retail, the way retail works is you have a price point, it stays at that price point no matter kind of what you put into it and whatnot. But this is Maximum Series, so it's a whole different line. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on. So $60 Hulk, is it going to be overpriced? Yes, probably, just like the Spider-Man. But is it going to be worth it to you to spend $60 to get this Hulk? This guy did not sell out like Spider-Man did. Spider-Man you could still get at retail at places. Hulk did not do an initial sellout whatsoever. So he's probably going to be one that in the long run, you're probably going to be able to get a lower price. But if he's something you want to get, like right now, you don't want to wait. He is currently in stock right now at Big Bad Toy Store. That is where I got mine. Big Bad Toy Store does have tariff pricing included now. They have the tariff surcharge. Amazon, I don't know if it's still in stock. It probably is. There's no tariff surcharge through Amazon. So I'll have links in the video description below if you're looking to pick up this Maximum Series Hulk. But we're over 4 minutes, and you guys are here to see the figure, not to hear me ramble on. So let's get into it. Maximum Series. We get some artwork of Hulk there on the side. Here on the back, we get this huge image of him doing the thunderclap there. So that is the big highlight because we get a rubber chest in there so he can be able to do the clap instead of giving us some butterfly joints with the cut in on the chest. I like this approach better personally because let's be honest here. A butterfly joint on a Hulk figure is going to look incredibly ugly on the front side of his chest. It's going to look terrible. Everyone's over here pretending like it wouldn't. It would. It absolutely would. Does that mean that they shouldn't have done it? No. but it would be ugly for sure. Like Wolverine figures have the butterfly joint, and even those ones are pretty ugly because the way they have to do the cut in. Hulk would be absolutely so unbelievably ugly, but this with the rubber chest, I think it's going to be better. 5 minutes, that might be a new record. Let's open this thing up. Okay, to just take a look at the loadout, we get two extra sets of hands. So we got a grip hand for the left, kind of a grip hand for the right, fists, and then the clapping hands. We get these swooshing effects for his hands there, and then we get like the blast clap effect piece there. We get a missile that can pull apart, and then 2 extra heads. Everyone says they hate all the heads. I don't hate the heads, but it is weird that we got 3 different heads from 3 different comic artists as opposed to sticking with one style and kind of going with it. I'm not mad at it. I don't even think they're ugly. I think they all have a uniqueness to them, and they all look like Hulk, so I think that's cool there. But we'll take a closer look at them starting now. Okay, so here is the Maximum Series Hulk figure out of the package, and he's doing the thunderclap, and he's got the swoosh effects, and he's got this big blast like sound, like spark effect piece thing here. And here's the thing. I like this Hulk figure a lot because let's be completely honest. Let's keep it 100 real quick, right? Who in the past has said that this Hulk figure was a bad figure? I mean, any of the previous iterations of Hulk, the Toy Biz 20th anniversary, the Marvel 80th anniversary, the Target Red Hulk, the Gray Hulk that we got, the other Gray Hulk that we got, the Maestro that we got, the Compound Hulk that we got, the San Diego Comic-Con Hulk that we got. This is not a bad Hulk figure. Let's clear that up. No point did anybody say, oh, that Hulk figure is bad. They just don't like pins. McFarlane Toys does pins. NECA does pins. Pins are around. They're there. Customizers like pins. Do I prefer pinless? Absolutely. Come on. It looks better. But is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. With that said, Hasbro should have given us a 100% brand new sculpt of Hulk for the Maximum Series. Like, I think that would have been the move. That would have been the way to go. So, with all that ranting and raving, this is a pretty good Hulk figure. I absolutely hate these effect pieces, though. Like, the swoosh things with the arms, it's a cool concept. I don't like it because, like, if you want to move the hands, you can't do it with these things kind of clipped on the hands. It's kind of weird. And then this spark effect thing is the worst effect ever because look at how it's designed. And you just need to force the hands together as close as possible to hold in place. But as you can see, it doesn't want to hold in place. And it took forever for me to get that to balance into his hands. And I'm like, why? Now, at close inspection, you're thinking, wait a second, can he even do the clap? Yes, he can do the clap. But the thing is, these swoosh effect pieces, you can't bend the hand back. Watch. So to do the clap, you could do it a couple of different ways. Like if you cheat a little bit and bend the elbows in, you could absolutely get the hands in there. The other thing is the hands are not completely flat. Like the fingers aren't coming together. That's because the thumb palm area is hitting itself. So that's why it doesn't look like the hands are coming together. And so you're kind of cheating a little bit, bending the hands. Or I guess if you do that, you could do that. Let me see. Seeing it? There we go. It kind of rests together. So you could do that. And there's very little bend at the elbow, but there is some. Now, if we keep the arms completely straight, can he do the clap? Yes, like if you hold it in place, you can. Like it's pushed all the way together. And stuff, and it's just kind of that's, you just have to hold it in place a little bit. It's not like it's at the point where it could go, too much that way or anything like that. But, oh, look at that. He's watching some wrestling, some DX. So it can do the clap, but again, you want to kind of bend the hand back a little bit when you're bending at the elbow to get a better looking clap, in my opinion. But these effect pieces won't really work with that because the way it's designed, so you can either do it two ways. You can kind of work this plastic around, or you could take it off, fit it around the hand, and then peg the hand in. But again, when you do that, it's difficult to get that hand to kind of bend back there. So just a heads up on that. And then this one was just very loose on there and just always keeps falling off, and then it's even more of a headache. So I'm not a huge fan of these, but I understand it, and then they're kind of cool in their own right. So just clear translucent plastic and then a little bit of yellow paint in there to kind of show that spark effect that you have here. And again, the design of this spark effect, I just don't understand why they did this round way like that, because the hands don't grip onto it at all, so you just have to kind of force the hands to hold it in place, and it doesn't hold real well. So there's that. We also get the other, swoosh effect piece. It's kind of similar, a little bit of yellow paint on there. And as you can see, they form fit around the hands, so they're specifically kind of designed to fit right behind the hands there. We also get this missile piece. Does this flame come out? The flame does come out, so you can have this flame piece. You got this rocket piece here. And then it comes apart, so you could also put it back together again. So you got the full rocket, and it's shooting over, and then I don't have a grip hand, but Hulk could catch it, and then he could rip it apart, and you got that. This is kind of cool. I don't think it's completely necessary, but I like what they're doing and giving us some different accessories, that sort of thing. The same with these. It's cool in theory, cool in concept. For me, I'm just not the biggest fan. So these are all the accessory pieces here. Nothing terrible, just not really necessarily for me. The clap hands are new. Those are completely new. The fists are reused. These fists are the same fists that we got on the previous Hulk figures. The hands, I'm assuming the hands are going to be the same if the fists are the same. So these hands are likely the same, but these clap hands are new. The feet are new because we get toe articulation on Hulk this time around. The torso is going to be new. Now, I didn't check this torso with every single one of the Hulk figures. The 80th anniversary, the 20th anniversary, they don't have the same lower torso. So this lower torso, as far as I know, is new because you see a couple of veins here next to his belly button. We did not get that on the previous versions there. And then, of course, you get this rubber overlay piece. It's soft. I don't know how well it'll hold up. It feels very durable. Like I'm trying to like nothing's getting messed up. The paint's not coming off or anything like that. So I don't have any issues with it. So hopefully it'll hold up. But again, it allows you to do the butterfly joint. And yeah, the bunching up kind of looks a little bit funky, but when you're doing the clap, it hides it. So it's not so much an issue, right? So I think that works out well. Because again, butterfly in the front would have looked absolutely horrible because you have it's not smooth, you know what I mean? It's not a flat surface, it's not smooth, it's rounded. So the butterfly joint would have looked really ugly. So it's cool that we get it this way, and you could get some good crossbody going on there, which is cool. You can kind of see the butterfly there in the back, and it does go back a little bit. So there's some good stuff going on there. So that is the Hulk. Let's go ahead and get in for a closer look at the 3 different head sculpts that we got. This one's kind of my favorite, and this one's kind of the goofiest. Well, this might be the goofiest because of that big-ass smile, but I really, really like the way this one looks because he looks crazy. Okay, so here we have our 3 different heads. So we're going to start off with this one. This one, he's got the middle part going on there. He got a little bit of a fade on the side, and that looks pretty good there. Nice white for the eyes, white for the teeth. A little tiny bit of red in there for the gums with that digital print on there, so that is pretty good. A little bit of dark green there for his lips, and then he's got some eyebrows on there. Face paint looks really good. Really came out nicely on this one. So that's that head sculpt. We're going to take a look at this one, and I think this one's going to be kind of our most normal ish, like classic Hulk, just with big ass teeth. Like he's got a massive like smile, grin, angry grit teeth. Anyway, pretty clean looking on the teeth and the gums in there. Looks pretty good. Eye paint looks pretty good. He's got a little bit of green in his hair. Forgot to mention that on the other one. There's a little bit of green in the hair too. But that's kind of the most classic hairstyle, I would say, in terms of the Hulk. So we got that one there. But again, this one is going to be my favorite, and I think this is the one people probably hate the most because it's a little goofy looking. I'm not going to lie. But man, it's kind of crazy. He's got the spiky hair in there, which has a little bit of green in there, which is nice. But look at the eyes. If I can... Hold on. Look at the eyes. They're bloodshot in there, and he's got green eyes, but they're all bloodshot. Like, that looks incredibly good. I'm going to keep using the whole incredible... Joke there, pun intended, haha. And then the inside of the mouth looks pretty good. You know, nice bright red, white teeth in there. I like this Screaming Hulk head sculpt. I think it looks really good. Maybe that's just me, but again, I think it looks really good. We get a nice paint job on this Hulk figure. So throughout on some of the muscle areas, you know, we got the base bright green, but then there's a lighter yellowish green in certain areas to provide some additional shading kind of throughout some of the muscle tones. So here on the shoulder, the bicep, even a little bit on the back of the arm, on the back of the hand, here in his abs, then here on his chest, we get some of that. And again, on the other arm, other side, going on there. Looks like there's a little bit up here on the shoulder, but otherwise not a huge amount on the back, and then nothing on the legs, but on the feet we do get some of that shading in there, and that looks really good. I wish they would have kind of continued it within the hinge of the toe joint there. I guess if you're going to do that, you know, it's not a problem because that's what it's designed for, but it can move that way. But I guess I don't know in what situations you would have to bend the toes down. But there's that there. And then another thing for Maximum, they should have painted the nails on his hands and his feet because it's Maximum. Give us a Maximum paint job. They outlined the tattered areas where the purple pants are cut, so they just kind of did this violet color in there to kind of show the torn shreds of his purple pants. They did not continue on the back, so you can see in the back there that did not happen, and then some of the areas here it did not continue. So this is such a small space. Hasbro should have just gone and painted it. Again, this is Maximum series. Maximize out the paint. That should have been painted. This should have been painted. That should have been painted there. Is it the end of the world? No, but it's Maximum series. A $60 figure. And you reused the shoulder, the bicep, the forearm. Those are reused. The hip joints and the legs are reused. New feet. These are new hands. The other hands are the same. Torso is going to be new. So we get a lot of reuse here. We get some new, like the torso again is all new, the heads are all new hands, new feet. So we get some new stuff, but you know, it's largely still a lot of the same. Now, the Hulk figures are good. In fact, you know how I know? You can't get any of these Hulk figures can't just, let me order one of these other Hulk figures because they sell out and then you can't get them. And let's not pretend that this Hulk figure or the old Hulk figures weren't bad figures. They were really good figures. People universally love these Hulk figures. It just became stale because they used them over and over again. And sure, so that's why Maximum, they should have given us a whole new sculpt and everything like that. But what we have here is good. It's a good figure. So don't, you know, go over here and think like, oh, it's the worst Hulk figure ever. It's the best Hulk figure. It's just, you know, only somewhat new, not all new, just somewhat new. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go over the articulation. Okay, so articulation for Hulk. The head is on a dumbbell joint, so he can look up that much there, so that's not too bad. And then looking down, he can look down. You get rotation in there, and you get some pivot going on with the head. As you can see, you can kind of move to the side like that, so that's actually really good there. The shoulder, you can get the arm to go straight on out that much there. Full rotation in there, of course, and then you got that butterfly, so you can get the arm to go back a little bit, and then again, you can get the arm to cross body quite a bit there, as you could see, and you get a little bit of click clack on the ratcheting of that butterfly joint. So that is really cool there. Oh, you know what? Here, okay, so do that all the way there, and then get the arms. Yeah, see, you can clap pretty good. It's just, you know, holding the clap hands together is kind of the trick. But that's what we got there. Upper bicep swivel on that elbow. Single jointed elbow gives you a swivel at the elbow as well. So you get just about a 90-degree bend at the elbow, as you can see there. Wrist swivel, they do have the standard horizontal hinge on all sets of the hands. On this diaphragm cut up here, we can tilt Hulk tilt him to his left a little bit there. That's not a huge amount. You can tilt him to his right there a little bit, and then you could lean back ever so slightly. You can come forward a little bit on that diaphragm, not a huge amount, unfortunately. You could swivel at that diaphragm, and then you have a waist swivel, so that does become redundant in there. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that that far, not a huge amount, but he's a big, bulky, hulky guy. Leg goes back tiny bit. Upper thigh cut in there, double jointed knee that does have pins because these are the reused knees. So he just has pins in the top. It's because I think this rubber overlay piece is probably glued on there or something is covering the other pins down here, but we got pins there at the top. And then there's no calf swivel or boot swivel of any kind. Foot hinges down a little bit. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and toe articulation because it's Maximum Series. So we did get some new stuff in the new feet, new hands, new torso, same arms, same legs. Okay, so while we've got a bunch of different Hulk figures, you can see each one of them is actually a different shade of green. There's more than this. There's also the San Diego Comic-Con one. I only have the one of that's still on card, so I don't have a second open one to show you guys that one. I think that one's going to be a much darker green, like a more of a forest green kind of thing. I don't know what shade of green it is, but you can see this is the brightest of all the Hulks, and then as well as his purple pants have kind of more of a magenta look to it. This to me really screams comic, whereas these ones kind of gave it a realistic greenish approach and kind of the muted darker greens, and then the darker purple pants, whereas this one has the brightest purple pants, the brightest green. So to me this one really screams comic book Hulk, unlike the other ones. And maybe that, I think that's also the idea, right? Maximum Series, you know, you get a very 90s inspired Spider-Man comic, Spider-Man, so that kind of made sense there. So now for a Hulk, you get a very comic inspired Hulk with the bright green and the bright purple pants. So that kind of makes sense there. You guys let me know what you guys think of that. But here's the side-by-side comparisons of those. And again, you know, same legs, same arms, different feet, different hands, different heads, new torso in there, all new torso. And again, it's a good Hulk figure, and he's the brightest. He is the best of the bunch. It was not hard to do because they're all very similar, but the butterfly joints on there and the toe hinge obviously makes it the best of the bunch. Okay, another side-by-side comparison. Here we have the Avengers 60th Anniversary Bruce Banner figure here, and as you can see, size-wise, he is going to measure up the same as that gray Hulk figure since they were basically the same, obviously different torso pieces and whatnot, but basically the same. But let's focus on our Maximum Series figures. So here we have our two Maximum Series figures. We've got Spider-Man and Hulk. Spider-Man, to me, is the way better value because for one, it's $10 less, and because we get all new molding, all new unique parts, everything about the Spider-Man figure inside that package was 100% new, whereas the Hulk just isn't. Now the Hulk at $60, Hulk figures have always been more kind of in that deluxe pricing range, but this one at $60, do the accessories like multiple heads, multiple hands. We get these weird effect pieces, and then we get this missile piece that breaks apart while cool. You know, I don't know if the value is there for $60 for this Hulk figure. The price is always going to be the price. It's either you pay it, or you wait for clearance, or you just don't buy it whatsoever. For those that, you know, obviously because I'm going to review it for you guys, I want to get it, you know, as soon as I can, of course. I never wait because, again, that's the YouTube game, right, to kind of go in and pick them up. I wish so many times that I would just wait for clearance and stuff, but, you know, I'm running the YouTube channel, and so to get the views, it's like when the figure releases, got to do the video there. So the value is there for Spider-Man. I think it'd be better if it was cheaper. You know, at $40, I would have been much happier. But $50, I don't think is terrible for that Spider-Man. $60 for the Hulk, kind of the same thing. I don't think it's terrible. $50 would have been better, you know, if we're going to go a little bit more than what a Spider-Man would be. If that was the 40 would have been the preferred. This Hulk figure, I think eventually will sell out just like all the other Hulk figures because people want a Hulk figure. It is a good Hulk figure. It's not a great Hulk figure. It is the best that we've gotten so far. One day, maybe they will give us pinless knees on a Hulk figure and we will get new legs and everything like that. One day, I'm sure that will happen, but for now, this is the best that we've got, and yes, it's pretty good. $60. You guys let me know if you see the value in there for you. For me, it's not quite there, although I don't think it's hugely far off, but, you know, that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you guys think. Okay, so again, kind of the idea here with the missile is, you know, he could catch the missile and then he could rip it apart. It's a cool accessory. It's an interesting one, something innovative, something that we don't typically see. It's definitely a different thing, and I really like the fact that you could put it back together and you get a whole missile. Now, is it super necessary? No, but again, cool that we see different kind of accessories, better than this bent pipe that we got with all the other Hulk figures. So I could really appreciate something different, something new. Okay, so this other effect could be used as like a punch effect, right? So like if Hulk is punching something, it's like bam, you could do that. So it could double as that, but otherwise it's just like a funky it's just like a funky piece. Like I don't know how else to like work it. It's just so weird. But maybe like that's how I guess I don't know. It's kind of weird, but that's what we've got going on here with this piece. It's still such an odd piece to me, but there we go. But anyway, that is the Hulk figure. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of it? Let's keep it civil in here. Let me know your honest opinions on the Maximum Hulk. So far, what I've seen, if people are really liking the Hulk figure, I have not seen much commentary on the price from people that are liking the figure now. When the figure was announced, before anybody had it, everyone was just going wild. It's just maximum profit Hulk. Hasbro as a company exists to make profit. You guys are crazy to think that Hasbro's not going to do everything that they can to make as much money as they possibly can. That's literally capitalism. That's literally how corporations work. They're going to cut corners. It sucks. And they should give us from time to time some brand new stuff. So I would have preferred a unique sculpt, 100% all new. That's what, to me, Maximum Series, I thought that's what it was going to be. Everything was going to be 100% new. Unfortunately, that is not the case. I think the rumor is the next one's going to be a Deadpool figure. I don't know. We'll see what he would be packed out with and how that will be. But $60 for this Maximum Hulk. 3 different heads, different artists. I think the heads are pretty good. Like, this one is a solid one. This one's my favorite just because of the crazy details in the eyes and everything. This is a solid figure for sure that people will be happy with. I think eventually it'll sell out and people are going to be like, we need another Hulk figure. We can't get a green Hulk figure. It's because they constantly sell out and then they go for a crazy amount on the aftermarket. This is your chance to get a cheaper Hulk figure compared to those ones. And this is going to be a better Hulk figure than those previous other ones. So let me know down in the comments below. $60. Is it one that you're looking to pick up? You're going to get? Let me know in the comments below. And then again, if you're getting like from Big Bad Toy Store, it's actually I think $67.99 with the tariff surcharge thrown in there. So it is in stock right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So I'll have a link in the video description below if you're looking to pick it up. But first, give me your guys' thoughts on this Maximum Series Hulk figure. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.